Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate each and every one of you that watches the video and likes, subscribes. Really awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Today, I want to talk a little bit about my plans for November coloring, November 2024. I have quite a few books here. This is only the first half because I couldn't carry all these books up the stairs. So here we are. Things have been a little complicated in my life, so I might seem a little scattered. My husband had surgery today, so he's home. He's doing okay. There are some other little things that are happening. I also did get a job working with kids after school program, and it is a part-time job, but I'm really enjoying it. The kids are so adorable. They're between kindergarten and it's up to 5th grade, but we only have like one kid in 5th grade. It's like kindergarten to 3rd grade. And it's such a fun age group. And I'm trying to get them a little involved in art and coloring and things like that. So that is kind of fun. It also gives me some place to give the pencils that I never really work with. So like the cheaper budget brands that I bought that I feel like I'm working way too hard to really color and get saturation with. And, you know, some of them are metallic and I think the kids would really find them fun. So that's kind of great that I have a place to give unwanted art supplies to. But otherwise, I hope to color quite a bit in November. I do have to stay home a little bit more because, you know, I don't know how things are going with my husband. So that gives me more time to color. So I'm going to move these books over and then go through what I have, buddy colors that I have planned, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Okay. The first book I'm going to show is Garden Lady by Lana Green. I am almost done with this image. It is a buddy color with sapphire colors. This is the second one we're doing, or third maybe, that we're doing together. She's really great. I love her stuff. It is so outside the box in comparison to mine. But yeah, I really enjoy the buddy colors with her. So I can't show you the image because I'm almost done and I kind of want to surprise her with it. This is kind of the first time I'm going away from Lana's image. I usually try to go pretty close. I do sometimes add a little bit of my own, like changing a color here and there, but yeah, otherwise I'm trying to stay pretty close. You can see I didn't care for the yellow, so I kind of changed up. But normally I'm going really close. Minor changes that I don't think anyone would notice. So this time I'm trying to do completely different colors. So this is the image that we're going to be working on for the month of November. And so far I really like the way mine is coming out. I'm stuck now with the background, which is always my, gosh, guys, I don't think I'm good with backgrounds. I'm really trying to do different things, you know, pan pastels, gel crayons, watercolor backgrounds, and I just never really like them. So I just don't think it's a really great talent for me. So I don't know if I'm going to leave it without a background or if I'm going to try to put one in. So that, I think I'm just going to sit with this a couple of days and then kind of come back to it. And then probably ask my husband as well what he thinks. He's really good with colors and he gives me suggestions sometimes. So I'm going to talk to him about it. So, okay, so that is the first buddy color from Garden Lady by Lana Green. The next book is Steampunk Darlings by Hannah Lynn. And this is also a buddy color with a fabulous new friend, Kathy Landis. She has a really nice Instagram account, so please go check her out. She has some nice coloring. So it's my turn to pick a few, and then she will select the final. So far, I've chosen 4 pictures for her to choose from. I said I was going to do 3, but I don't know. She has an extra one to kind of figure out. I really like this one because of the cat. But also it kind of represents my new job, kind of working with kids. So I liked that one. This one is just awesome because I love the hat. So I think this is my second choice. I think, you know, Halloween is over, but it doesn't matter. I think we can kind of make a spooky background, or we don't have to. Like, you could do whatever we want here. But yeah, I just really love the angled hat on her face, and I think that looks really, really pretty. So that was my second choice. My third one, even though I'm awful at science, for some reason, this one called out to me. Maybe, again, maybe it has to do with the kids and working with them. Not that I do any of this. I mean, I'm an after-school program counselor. So, you know, I'm not really doing any real teaching, but besides art, I'm trying to get them more involved in art. But otherwise, this one kind of spoke to me as well. Love the hair. I'm not sure if this, I think this is hair, not a hat. Like, this is a little hat with a feather, but I don't know. If she chooses this, I'm going to have to talk to Kathy and ask her what this is. But otherwise, there's a lot of little things that might be fun to color. And this is a one-sided book, so I'm going to base everything in alcohol marker and then do some shading on top. And then the fourth and final one is this. I really like that it's just like a portrait and has maybe a little less of those elements in it, because, you know, even with alcohol ink, this is going to take a lot of time because there are so many small elements, and each one you have to decide your color scheme and things like that. This one, if she chooses it, is a little simpler. I mean, there's wallpaper background, which, you know, okay, you know, we could figure that out. This is not the best paper to do any water medium, so it really has to be all alcohol marker, I think. Or maybe I could do some kind of pan pastel or chalk pastel in the background. I'm not really too sure. So these are the 4 that I've chosen for Kathy to choose from Steampunk Darlings by Hannah Lynn. So that's the second book. And just to let you know, guys, I have way too many books to color all of these. So, you know, all of these are not getting colored. But yeah, I just think, I just love going through the books, and I love picking things, and, you know, what I get to, and hopefully it continues to inspire me by the time I get to the end of November. So this is a group buddy color. And I should just say that we're actually taking a break. I've taken a break for the past 3 months, so I'm kind of ready to come back. But there is a little burnout in the group. We do a 2-page spread every single month, and you know, it does get tiring after a little while. So the rest of the group is going to take a break until January. And since I've had my break, I mean, I don't want to burn out again. I don't want to just like start doing like so many of them. But if I do one other, I'm good. Like, I have almost completed November's page. Don't really like the way it came out, honestly, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not too sure if I can change it. And then I'm trying to do maybe one other. I don't have to finish the double-page spread, but maybe one page, maybe another double-page spread before the end of January, because they'll be working on what I did in November. So I'll just show you what I've done so far. I did do this double-page spread that I'm really happy with. I just don't know if I should put a background, at least on this side. So it's not complete. It's still a whip because I'm still thinking about it, but Yeah, I'm not too sure, but loved this keyhole page. This page, to be honest, I used a lot of the Art X acrylic paint markers to kind of fill up some time. And I see there's still a few other elements that I kind of forgot to finish, or, you know, this is still a whip. So we'll see. So this is the double page spread that was supposed to be for November. And God, it's awful, guys. And this is a watercolor background. I was using Inktense. And honestly, this is like 3 or 4 layers, and I cannot get a smooth transition, especially once I wet it. Then I went over it just pencil dry, and I'm still not happy with it. I just thought this was gonna pop a lot more. And I didn't want to do a complete black background because I did 1 or 2 in October. And I wanted to use pencils that I haven't used in a while, and I haven't used Inktense in months and months. But this might be the reason why I'm not really good at it, because all of these layers and then trying to bring the color to blend it out a little just was exhausting. Like I said, maybe 3 or 4 layers on here, and I'm still not happy with it. So I don't know what to do with this. If anyone has any suggestions for me, please leave the comment on the bottom, because I really am lost. I do like the color scheme here for the elements. I just, the background is hideous. And I'm never really great with this. I keep saying I'm getting better. I'm not sure I am, but you know, it's better than it used to be with the light effects. But yeah, it made it even harder with the Inktense to kind of go over it and try to get a glow. So I'm not really happy with the glowing aspect of it, but I do like the stars and all of these other, the flowers and these other elements. But yeah, if anyone has a suggestion on what I should do for this background, please let me know. I really hate it, you know, but okay. So, and then I have, like, these are things that they've already done. These are double page spreads that they've already started or completed. I think, so is it a Maya that's going to play catch up with me? She had taken some time off. So I have quite a few spreads that still need to be done, because either I took the time off or I started after they had. So they had completed a bunch of spreads before I started. But yeah, it's slow going with this book. There's so much detail, and again, so much background. And I'm never really good with that and don't know what to do with it. So I think I'm going to just try to do maybe 1 other page or 1 other spread and try not to burn out again, and start again in January with them. So that is Joanna Basford's Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Next up, I have Colorful Time by somebody. If anyone knows, can you please let me know on the bottom. I don't think, when I tried translating some of it, I can't seem to find an author, but it also says Colorful Time, Photo Time, Shadow Flower. But again, I don't know who the author is. Now, this is a book that I purchased that I thought I was going to do a lot of watercolor on. But when I did the first page that I did this one, which I'm not exactly happy with my color choices, the water didn't work that well. It shadows on the back. So I think this paper is going to need something like satin glazing liquid, or I've heard, I think it's Connie from The Coloring Chemist has been using a workable fixative over some of her papers. If not this book, I haven't seen her work in this. So I might do what Connie has been doing in this book by trying to do a workable fixative and then using whatever medium I would like to. Again, I thought this book worked really well for watercolor, and I hope that I can get it to that point. But anyway, let's go. I picked 2 pages. One is this portrait because I love working on portraits, and she is so stunningly beautiful. I don't think I have to do this as a double page spread, but I think it was meant to be because I can see the smoke or clouds kind of are matching. So I'm not too sure. I could just kind of keep the colors and do the second page another time. But this is the page I really liked a lot. And then there was a second page, also sort of a portrait page, but has a few more elements in it. I don't know what kind of ceremony this is. It feels like a ceremony. It feels somber, so that might be nice, like to get like a more somber color scheme. Not too sure. And then maybe her face would really stand out if I make it very, very light. So we'll see. There's a lot of fun elements here, like the cloth. Smoke is going to be interesting to do. You know, flame, my nemesis, but I'm going to keep trying to do that. So this is also a beautiful page, and this is definitely not a 2-page spread. So even though I kind of like the other page better, I may end up doing this one just because I have a lot of books here and I'm not sure I could do any double page spreads beyond maybe Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So we'll see, but hopefully I get the time to work in colorful time, shadow time. Next, I was inspired by seeing My Colorful Country Life. She did her first image in this book. I've worked in this book before, but her image came out so beautiful. It was in her October completed pages. I'm not sure if I just mentioned that or not, but she did such a lovely job. I mean, she wasn't that happy with something, but I thought it was amazing. So kind of inspired me to maybe pick up the book again. I thought this page was cute. I know this is gray, but I could kind of do this in sort of like a wintry / like autumn with the leaves. I think this is an apple, not a pumpkin. Yeah, I think that's an apple. So it kind of gave me fall vibes. So, you know, maybe it's a good November page. I also would like to do the animals. They're adorable, especially this little rabbit. He's so cute. So I really like that guy. And I don't know what I would do with him except for leaving him as a white bunny. But yeah, he's so adorable. So I love that page. And then I thought this was a nice one, kind of smaller, like in a border. So this might be the better of the 2 options just because it would be faster. But I'm more inspired right now by this page. I also really love this one. This guy is so adorable. He's got that cheeky look on his face. I love the bowler hat. Even his little shoes are adorable, but I love this one so much, I'm afraid of screwing it up. So I'm not ready yet to tackle this page. But one of the other 2, most likely that one, will be completed in November. So this is The Ink House by Rory Daubner. Next up, I'm trying to pick some books that I haven't worked in for a while. And this book, I don't remember the last image that I've done for this. It might be that one that frustrated me with all of the tops of the buildings, if that's this book. Might not be, might be a different book. But yeah, I'm not in love with this paper. I haven't been that successful with coloring it. It's okay, but you know, there's a lot of watercolor, there's pencil work, there's acrylic ink, but I don't know. There's something about the paper that just doesn't really feel great for me. So I'm still trying to fall in love with the book because the images are so adorable. I mean, they're so cute. And I love cats. So there's a lot of cats in here and I would love to keep coloring them, but I don't know. So not a huge fan of coloring clothing. However, this page is really speaking to me at the moment, and I have no idea why. This is a dressing room. Maybe it's the bunny in a dress. I don't know, but it's really, really cute. So this is definitely an option. But for this one, I think I would have to pick a color scheme, because if I do what I want, it'll be, you know, colors all over the place and nothing will be cohesive at all. So that'll be kind of interesting, because I don't actually work that well with limited color palettes. I get bored really quickly. So I don't know. I might start with a color palette and then maybe add a few other colors. So I have like maybe 7 or 8 colors instead of just 5. But so this is one. My other option is to try one of these little cards in the back. And again, this bunny is speaking to me. I know this looks more spring-like, but I'm not a seasonal colorist completely. I try to do 1 or 2, but other than that, I'm happy to color in whatever. And I have seen people color on this tan tone paper, and the colors just seem so vibrant when they work on this paper. So I might want to give this a try. It's also smaller, even though there's a lot of detail here, but it might be quicker than like a full, like, I think these are like 12 inch by 12 inches or maybe 10 by 10, but it's a big book. So maybe this page would be better. This might be more of a challenge for me, so I think I might like to do this one over the other one, especially if I have to work in this limited color palette. And this one naturally is a limited color palette. So we'll see. This might be the page I'm going to do in Monet de Bonaire. And I think this is Kanoko Agusa, but I'm not completely positive. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Next page. In the theme of working in books that I haven't worked in a long time, I picked up a Kirby Rosanes book. So Kirby and Joanna Basford were my first illustrators that I started to color. So I don't know if anybody else has this. I think I've mentioned it before, that I don't seem to go back to them. Like, I don't know if I colored so much in the beginning that there's a boredom factor. I don't think I've outgrown these images because they're stunning, especially with Kirby Rosanes. They're so detailed. So it's not like they're so simplistic for me now, and I just don't want to do them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anyone else has this or anyone wants to comment on the bottom on why this is, but I am trying to get back to some illustrators that I haven't done in a while, and I'm hoping to re-fall in love with them. So this double page spread is gorgeous. There's not too much of a background. There is quite a bit of sky there, but I think I could make it sky. You know, this is water, so it's not that difficult if I stick with, you know, what naturally occurs, like blue, green, water, blue sky. But this could be extremely colorful, and I see it in a really bright color, like either all, you know, oranges or pinks or a combination of those, you know, especially with the blue, the orange, the contrasting colors might be really pretty. I could make the smoke kind of pink if I want to. So yeah, this is a double page spread, but I'm not sure I could finish all of this in 1 month and make it look good. So we'll see. So I've picked about 4 here. This is a long time whip that I really like. I started watercolor on the trees and the ground, and the book is taking it really well. I mean, there's no there's very, very minimal buckling, if at all. And then I froze because I didn't know what to do with the wolf. I don't know if I want to make him an unnatural color or whether I want to stay in this whole natural vibe. So I didn't know what to do with it, so I stopped it. but it is really speaking to me now. Maybe it was the bats for October, but I really would like to do this one, but I am still kind of stuck on what to do with the wolf. So I think as long as I have that block, I don't know if I'm getting to this page. Then I liked this. I mean, obviously fire and ice, or, you know, summer and spring, or I'm not sure, this is kind of fire and this looks like water. So blues and reds, but I don't have to do both. I could just choose to do one and then another month tackle the other, because I don't need to necessarily make them look that cohesive. You know, they should look like opposites in a way in my head. So, you know, we'll see. So that's another option. And then my last option is this guy. I have seen so many beautiful colorings of this image, and I think that's what intimidates me. I find this absolutely beautiful. So I really would like to color this one, but I am a little intimidated because I have seen so much here. So this is probably less likely to happen in November, but you never know. I picked it, and we'll see what, when I get to this book, what is inspiring me at that moment. So, okay. So that is what I've chosen from Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosanes. Okay. I did go downstairs to get the second pile of books. I've probably got several more here to choose from. Again, this is too many for me to color in 1 month, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm continuing the theme here of trying to color books that I haven't done in a while. Hannah Carlson was probably the third or fourth illustrator that I fell in love with. And I still color her from time to time, more often than, let's say, a Kirby book. They're a little simpler to me, less strenuous to finish. So I picked a couple in this book, but as you know, actually I didn't pick any in this book yet. Each section starts with a bottle, and then you have several pages within that season. There are some, like, this is the worst thing I have ever colored. I tried to use crackle medium, and it was an absolute disaster. So I actually would love to cut this page out of the book. So I can't, because it would ruin my book, but this page already ruins my book. But I was wondering, should I do the alternate page? I mean, it looks like I tried to bring some color, like the lips of what made me think of purple lips, but I am not inspired by her at all. So probably not a good idea. I really like this double page spread, but if I'm doing a Kirby double page spread, I'm most likely not going to be able to finish this. So I'm not really too sure. I only do between, 10 and 12 pages a month. I do mostly pencil work. I'm mostly a pencil colorist. I just love the way it feels. I love the look of it, but it is more time consuming. So not really too sure if I can do this page. Otherwise, there were a few others that I thought could work. This page sort of is a reflection of the double page spread with, mushrooms, and the animals are kind of cute. So that's a possibility. And then there was one simpler page. This one, I thought, might be good for the season, a nice seasonal page. So one of them in Seasons by Hannah Carlson in the fall section. I did a page last month, a Hannah Lynn page. Yeah, I did this one. And I really, really enjoyed doing it. It was so much fun to work on that I thought, you know, do I want to do another one? But now that Kathy and I are working in the Hannah Lynn Steampunk, I don't know if I'm going to do two. This is a whip. Maybe I can, finish a whip, or just pick one of the simpler pages that don't have, like this one that doesn't have much of a background in it. Yeah. It's such a fun book though. Like that one might be nice. Yeah, that might be nice. I kind of like that. Let me mark it. So yeah, this is a possibility that I'll work in Hannah Lynn Enchanted Faces, but it's probably less likely than some other books, but I'm still going to keep it in my pile because sometimes when I'm working on those complicated pages, it's really great to get something that's more simple and, takes alcohol markers, and then I only need to do some shading. So this is a possibility. Next is Best of Pop Manga by Camilla Derrico. Now, I've mentioned this before, that I didn't think I would like this cutesy ootsy stuff. It's definitely not that much of me to do it, but I started working it and I love this book. It is so much fun to do these little creatures. I really, I've done a few, really loved the way this came out. Kind of successful with the watercolor just as like a really light background. Here I didn't do anything, but I just think whatever you do in this book, whatever color, whatever background, whatever you do, it doesn't need to look realistic because there's nothing realistic about this book. But I thought the corresponding page might be nice. What I didn't like in her work were these busy backgrounds. Like, I would not probably color in all these dots. Maybe I would just do a chalk pastel background and just really color her more. And the teddy bear is so cute. He's also got like a broken ear. So really love that. And I did get some pink watercolor. I think this is watercolor. So hopefully I could do the background pink, or maybe I can cover it, especially if I do something, if I do a pan pastel background, it won't cover it. But if I do something else that's more opaque, maybe I can cover up all these dots as well. So I'm not too sure. This is definitely one, because I don't think I have any. I think I've only done 2 pages in this book. So there's nothing completed as far as 2 pages together, which might look nice. But I also like her. She's definitely more sketchy in style. Again, I would ignore this background completely and make it one color. Probably just like a green. I think these are supposed to be falling leaves, but I'm not really too positive. Could be flower petals. So I'm not too sure, but I think she would look really pretty. And I've never done this really sketchy style before. So that would be a nice challenge. Then I really loved doing the animal that I did do. I did do something. Him. And he was so much fun to do, guys. He really was a pleasure. And I didn't care what colors I was using, whether they were matching or not matching. And I love the way he came out. So I like these individual creatures. So I thought this guy might be kind of fun too. I do see him as being green, but I don't think I would do the whole thing in a green. I think I would try to add a lot more color to it, because this book feels like it should have lots and lots of color. And then this was the last one at the moment. I don't think it's this page, even though my tag is on there. I think it's this one. And she's really, really cute. I like the baby unicorns, or I don't know what that is. But these look like horses. So baby unicorns coming out, and she's got a frog and gum, and just looks like a lot of fun. But this does have a lot of background. So not really too sure what to do with that. you know, maybe I could do the same thing, just kind of bleed out some watercolor to just give like a light image, you know, light coloring. Not too sure. So this is, I think this is like 3 or 4 chosen from this book. You know, I was thinking of doing this fuzzy guy, but then again, I was like, you know, I just did a lot of Halloween stuff and, you know, maybe I wouldn't want to do this. So let me try something different. So that's what I picked from Best of Pop Manga Coloring Book by Camilla Derrico. Next up is the Angela Harding book. I did do one in here. I think I've only done one. And it was great because I used my watercolor. This is definitely, to me, a watercolor type of book. It could be considered single-sided if you don't mind sacrificing a bit of her image. This is just like a selection of how she colored that particular element. So you could, I mean, I don't see any reason not to sacrifice it if that's what you want to do. I just don't feel that comfortable sacrificing it yet, if at all. So it's probably still going to be watercolor. Now, this one is a very, very dark shading. So I'm not too sure how to do it. But I thought, even though this has some spring flowers, this could be a nice fall background. I think the last one I did in kind of like spring tones. So, you know, with the owl and brown, I could put, you know, brown and orange leaves, and I could make this colorful, I think. But it's going to be very hard to even try to tackle some of these elements that are so dark. So I don't know how to handle that yet, but, you know, nice challenge. The next one I picked was this bird. Again, this could be really nice autumn page. I don't know if these are oak leaves. I'm not good with this. I don't know what kind of bird it is, but I will. Oh, it is an oak tree. And I guess this is some kind of jay, because it says jay and oak tree. And maybe I could do it like yeah, that's what this is. So maybe I could do it as like a blue jay instead of like this brown that she has. I could kind of make this pop by making this like a blue jay and then doing this browns and oranges. The orange would be the contrasting color to the blue. That might look really pretty. I mean, right now I'm like, wow, okay, I do want to do this page. But let me show you what else I have, because by the time I start coloring it, you never know, I'm going to probably forget everything I just said. I thought this was a cool fall page. Obviously, it looks like fall. The guy's wearing a jacket. It looks like a guy. It's got this beautiful owl in it. It just says October owl. I don't know what kind of owl this is, but I could kind of try to look that up and see if I could get what colors this might be naturally. Or I can make it any color I want. Not too sure. So wait and see. And the last one is this page. And right now, as I'm showing you this page, I am taking this thing off because, okay, I'm not inspired by this at all. I don't even know what this is. This looks like a patchwork blanket, actually, but maybe it's supposed to be like farming units or something. I'm not too sure, but right now I'm looking at it thinking like, why did I pick this page? So I took that off. And instead of having 4 to choose from, I have 3 to choose from this Angela Harding coloring book by Flame Tree. Next up, I have Autumn Charm by Teresa Goodridge. These are images that take me personally a pretty long time. Even though they're single-sided, they seem to really take me a lot of effort. You know, I love doing them. They're beautiful images. I'm not saying anything about that, but it is something that I have to devote quite a bit of time to finish. So if I want to complete as many pages as I'm hoping to, this might fall to the side, even though I will use alcohol marker. Now, this page I really, really like, even though it has a word in it. I don't normally go for images that have a lot of writing. This is very, for me, an October pumpkin Halloween type of page, but I still think that I could make it look very fall by adding more reds to it and yellows and I don't know what else, but I don't have to make every pumpkin orange. So I really like that page. I think it's very, very pretty. This is another page that has writing in it. I'm less attracted to this because of the writing, but I rarely, if ever, do a wreath. So it might be fun to do one. And this I could do very easily with watercolor and then use some kind of gel pen to just do the Hello Autumn. I don't have to shade all of that. I mean, I would do a lot of shading and coloring here, but I can keep that rather plain so that this is what pops out. So this is definitely a potential. And then I have a third, which would take a lot of time, but wouldn't it be beautiful when it was done? I mean, think about all of the colors you could do. I mean, all of these flowers you could do in yellows and reds and pinks, and then you could do your oranges. And there's just so many elements here to color that I think it would be absolutely gorgeous by the time it's done. But this is what I mean when I say this would take me a lot of time. Other people maybe not, but I'm not that great with alcohol markers yet. I feel tense when I use them. And I think it's like once you put the alcohol marker down, I can't change my mind at all. I mean, I can't really with coloring pencil either. I can try to erase it, but once I commit with an alcohol marker, it feels like a commitment to me. So it's a little stressful for me to color a page like this. But, you know, the way I tackle them to feel a little bit better is I start with what I consider the simplest element, right? In this case, it might be the grass. I might do some of the elements still green, maybe adding a little yellow in it to show that the season is changing. A dirt road I can do very easily in brown. Like, okay, so I could start there. Pine trees, green. So, and then go move on to the next more complicated image. So that's usually the way I tackle something that's very difficult for me, and this page is difficult for me. So we'll see. I may still do it. It is absolutely stunning, so we'll see. So that is, or those are 3 images I've chosen out of Autumn Charm by Teresa Goodrich. Next up is Spooky by Sarah Sedgwick. This is a group buddy color hosted by Christina's Art Corner. I don't know why I have a couple of, I think this is from what I showed in October pages. So I'm positive Christina has chosen the image. At the moment, I'm not too sure I would recognize what it was. But she has chosen it for the month, so I am going to do whatever she's chosen. This was last month, and I loved it. It was so much fun. It's such a great book. Again, I'm a little behind on this because I didn't start it when everybody else did. Is this the image? Not sure. But so I am going to do the one that Christina picked for the month of for the month of November. And yeah, see, they're so much fun. They're really, yeah, this is a whip. I'm trying to play catch up. When I was in Italy, I really did I thought I did 4 or 5, and I think I ended up doing 3.5. So yeah, this book is great fun if you're interested in trying something a little simpler, but not so simple that, you know, it gets boring. So that is Spooky by Sarah Sedgwick, hosted by Christina's Art Corner. The next book is Mini Mania 1 by Gabby Wolf, and this is also a group buddy, and this time it's hosted by Coloring Bumblebee. I don't know if she's selected it or just if I haven't seen it. This was October's, and I really liked the way that one came out. I didn't realize that the book was double images. I mean, I say this every time I pull this book out. So I kind of started in the back. So I think I am going to finish all the ones that have the black background. That's the first one I did. Also a lot of fun. And another book that I did not start anywhere near at the time Jess started it. So I'm way behind on this one too, but it doesn't matter. I don't care if I complete any book, to be honest. I mean, it would be nice to complete one, but, you know, I don't feel that pressure to complete a book by a certain time period. And, you know, if I have half the book left after they're done, I'm still going to work on it. Again, my mom was a seamstress. She and my dad died 8 years ago. I miss them terribly, and I bought the book because of this image, and I'm petrified of coloring it. So don't know what to do with it. I might just try the first one to copy this exactly. My mom's machine was black because it was this old-timey Singer. So I don't know if I would try to do it black, but, you know, maybe I'll first try it with this and then try the second one. But petrified to do this. But, yeah, I miss you guys. So this is Mini Mania 1 by Gabby Wolf, hosted by Coloring Bumblebee. And I'll just go look through her account and see on Instagram which one she chose. But I know she's chosen one by now. Then the next book is Dramen Vanger by Tomislav Tomic. This is also a, well, group buddy color. There's only 3 of us, so I don't know if you call that a group, but this may be on pause. Christina is going through a hard time with her dad, so I think that, you know, we are trying to give her a little bit of a break, and yeah, I know it's hard when your parents are sick, so my heart goes out to her, and I hope everything, I mean, it's not going to work out well, but I hope everything goes as well as can be expected for her. And I was thinking of doing some catch-up here. This was the page that we had done for October, and I think Christina and I are playing catch up with some of it. But this is a page I did start when I was in Italy with watercolor. So I think I might try to finish this page while they're on break. This is a really complicated book. It's very intimidating for me. So I am so happy to be working with them on this book. You know, it really is a fun book. And, you know, Christina and Christina's Art Corner and Bubble of Coloring are the other 2 women that are doing this, and they're both lovely. So if anyone's interested, contact Christina or Bubble of Coloring to try to get into this group. If you are also intimidated by this book but really love it like I do and want to really get brave enough to do it. And I think with other colorists, I am braver. So there we go. Dramen Vanger by Tomislav Tomic. Next one is a buddy color with Maya. I absolutely adore this book. No matter, Maya and I talk about the paper. I don't know if it's magic paper. It's not, it's thick, you know, but it's not so thick that, you know, you, like cardstock, that you feel so confident everything works on it. However, everything works on this paper. I watercolored this to death, and it is barely buckled at all. And I just think that every time I color in it, I don't know how, and that's why I keep calling it magic paper. Like, it just seems more vibrant than other papers I work on. So, yeah, I really love the book. The images are so cute. So, yeah, I don't know much about the comic. I don't know anything about it, actually, but I really love the book anyway. So that is Mouse Guard by David Peterson, and this is a buddy color with Maya. So that's all I have for now. I will work on my stats. You know, so far, I don't think I have any untouched books in here, which, okay, I don't have that many. I'm really impulsive. So when I buy a book, as soon as I get it, I feel like I want to color in it. But I do want to keep track of trying to have no untouched books. And, you know, I keep track of my buddy colors here. So that is something I will work on throughout the month of November. And I hope I get some more YouTube and Instagram followers. Guys, if you're still here and want to press that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. So that's what I'm working on, or hope to work on, in November 2024. And I look forward to talking to you guys again. Thanks for dropping by. And especially if you stayed this long, thank you so much for staying. And I hope you have a great coloring month, okay? All right, bye guys.